Hey everybody, this is another fabulous episode of the Suzette Speak Show right here on YouTube. Please do me the honor of subscribing to the channel if you're brand new, and also make sure you hit that notification bell so you know when I'm about to go live. Today we're doing a midday chat, y'all, with an author and a CPA. She is going to give us some tax strategies for small businesses as well as talk about how she embarked on her journey in becoming a CPA. Did you know that less than 2% of CPAs nationwide are African American and a part of the Black diaspora? Well, she is changing the game, offering her clients new and innovative tax strategies, and she can help you. So you can check in the description for her website. Of course, she's on all social media, and check out her page if you're looking for help and how to save some money. This is the show for you. Go ahead and hit the like button, y'all. This is Suzette Speaks. Welcome, welcome. If you're here supporting my guests, welcome as well. I can't wait to meet her. So without further ado, please welcome none other than author and CPA, Miss Reberca David. Hey there. Hey, Reberca, how are you?
Hi. Hi, Suzette. Thanks for having me. I'm happy to be here.
Of course, like I took some time out your middle of the afternoon, and I'm grateful. This is new for me. I usually go live in the evenings, but it's good to change it up every now and then. So, without further ado, welcome, and will you introduce yourself, please, to the people?
Yes, like you mentioned, my name is Rebecca. I am a highly skilled CPA and tax strategist. I'm located here in Fort Lauderdale, but I work with clients nationwide. I specialize in helping affluent clients manage their wealth and also maintain their wealth by strategic tax planning.
That's what's up. So I'm grateful. We're gonna just jump right in. So I know you have a new
Okay.
book out, because the book is important. People are gonna come in and say hi, welcome everybody. You can leave your comments. Big up the world class. How are you, Little Rock? 2517. Welcome, Doug. Hey, how are you? Good to see you, sir. So as we welcome everybody, y'all come in. Please hit the like button as you come in and share and comment. Tell us about your book that you have on entrepreneurship. Very interesting.
Of course. I wrote an Entrepreneurship 101 book. So basically, I work with a lot of small businesses and nonprofits. Most of them are startups, and they all ask the same questions over and over again. You know how it goes when you start a business. There's a lot of things you don't know, especially when it comes to accounting and taxes. So I put it all in a book. I have the book right here.
Yeah, show it.
It's
What's up? Yeah, let's go. Wait,
oh,
put it close to the
okay.
camera. There you go.
Close enough.
Entrepreneurship 101. Got it.
Yes, it's Entrepreneurship 101, the things your CPA wants you to know regarding your business. And it just talks about a lot of different things. It talks about tax planning, accounting taxes, how to read like basic financial statements, understanding like the tax deadlines, sales tax, payroll tax, paying yourself, paying your kids, a lot of different things.
Oh, that's what's up. I'm grateful and I'm glad you're here. I didn't even drop the link, but there's somebody in the back chat. Hey, whoever that is, welcome. And again, we want you to hit the like button. Maybe they got the link for the show, but I want you to go on the YouTube side, look up Suzette Speaks, and make sure you join us there. Thank you, your Corey Entertainment. I see you in the back chat, but we're not taking guests right now. So welcome, welcome. We're talking tax strategy. I think a lot of people who own small businesses, they don't get the proper preparation or training in understanding how important this aspect of business ownership is. Even if you have a small
That's
business, we know
correct.
a lot of women and men have small businesses, and some, have employees. So how you, which I say, report your taxes is super important to saving you money on your bottom line. So we're going to talk strategy in just a moment. So you say you see a lot of people making the same mistakes over and over and asking the same questions. I want
Yeah.
to know how you got into becoming a CPA before we get into some more of the details of strategy. Because again, less than 2% of all certified public accountants, is that it?
Yes, yes.
Are African American, and I want to know why. So, how did you find this area of work and study?
I actually had no plans of becoming an accountant, so let alone a CPA. I got a job at a small CPA firm in Boca Raton, right? when I was at FAU, so I was in college. I just needed money. So
Hey.
I was like the assistant, just doing like copying, regular clerical work. And then they started training me on doing tax returns, and I realized I actually liked it. And then I also realized mistakes that has been made, like for my family and my friends. And so I was actually able to help some of them fix their mistakes and, do some amended returns and correct the issue. And I realized that our community definitely needs more representation. We need people who are looking out for us, because from my experience in working in Boca, I don't know if you know anything about Boca, but Boca
Boca.
is
Boca.
very privileged.
Boca. That's it.
Yes, a lot of the clients that we used to work for in Boca, they were high net worth individuals. I'm talking about millionaires, most of them.
Mm,
And, we didn't know anything about that, because in accountants, they choose to work with high net worth individuals because that's where the money is at. But then no one's looking out for us. And I feel like someone needs to look out for us and help us find ways to build.
absolutely. So it's important that we have more certified. Why aren't people certified? Because I feel like I know a lot of people that do taxes, and I keep wondering. There seems to be less barrier to entry to own a tax service company, right? It seemed like everybody and their grandma at some point were like, "Oh, taxes. That's what
Yes.
we're gonna do, taxes." And I'm like, people have asked me, "Why don't you send me your?" No, my lady is a CPA, and she will help me and by the law do what we need to do. But a lot of people, again, even if it's on their personal taxes, don't seem to fully understand and just kind of like turn their stuff over to a person that again can have a big impact on how much money they keep and how much money they owe, right? And one thing they say is
Yes.
true about life is death and taxes. So
Exactly.
when you when you start with a client, uh, tell me what you look for initially when it comes to how you help them strategize.
When a client comes to me, the first thing I look at is their the last tax return they filed. And so usually it's the previous year. Some clients, they go a couple years, which I would not recommend for anyone.
Mm,
But I look at the last tax return they filed, see what they claim, what credits they claim, and find whatever mistakes that were probably made on that return.
mm.
And of course, I just let the clients know if they want to do an amended, they can do an amended. And but moving forward, what we try to do is avoid all of those mistakes that happened a year before, and also find tax savings that they could have taken a year before but didn't.
Yeah, a lot of folks think they already know how to do taxes, and I kind of feel sometimes, like I say, everybody can own a tax company, but not everybody can be
Yes.
a certified public accountant. Can you just distinguish what that means? Do you guys have like a special licensure test that you take? What makes CPA different than anybody who says I do taxes?
Okay, so I'm glad you asked, because yes, anyone can own a tax business. Believe it or not, you can know absolutely nothing about taxes. You don't even need to know how to count to
Right,
start a tax business, and you'll be surprised the people who are out there doing taxes. They know absolutely nothing about taxes. But they think it's as easy as just plugging numbers into a software, which for most people it is. Like, if you just have a W-2, that's all you have,
right,
then maybe,
right.
maybe they can do that. But once your situation gets a little bit more complicated, people who just do taxes, but they don't have any kind of training on taxes, they don't keep up with tax laws, you're missing out on some tax credits, some tax deductions, especially if you have a business, if you have rental real estate. There's a lot of tax savings that comes into that. And the
Yes.
reason why a lot of people are not CPAs is because there is a huge barrier to entry. You have to actually go to college for this.
You have to have a
You
4 year
have
degree.
a
Yup.
five. It's actually is a 5-year program.
Oh,
So
wow, okay.
yes,
School
in
us, please.
addition, yes, in addition to the 4-year degree, so you can get your undergrad, which is a 4-year degree, but you need 150 college credits, which is a 5-year program rather than,
Oh, okay, I
yes.
didn't know that.
You also have to take the CPA license, which there's 4 parts of the CPA, like CPA exam, and the pass rate for the CPA exam is extremely low.
Mm,
I've met a lot of people in my lifetime, very smart people who never passed the CPA exam. They, just aren't great test takers, great planners, whatever it is. It's a very hard exam to take, and it costs a lot of money to take it, and it
yeah.
costs a lot of money to study to take it.
So people kind of like the bar exam. Hello, somebody. Like people be like, why are a lot of people not yet licensed in a lot of things? It takes an extra step. So guys, look
Exactly.
for that CPA instead of just someone who set up a tax, which I say you can't even call it accounting, but just a tax filing firm. And
Yes.
sometimes you are going to get much more benefit, especially if you just don't have, you work for somebody, so you get a W-2 return and that's it. If you have other things,
Mhm.
if you have people don't know what they can deduct. And that's another thing I was going to ask you about little known deductions in a second, because sometimes I realize, we lack the knowledge to even, go ask the right questions. We trust that these tax preparers know what they're doing, and oftentimes again they just want to get the quick buck. They want to get their payment. Some of them are scammers actually, and are not.
Exactly, they are.
Boy, they want all your information, your social, your this, your that, and you got to really check out people when it comes to tax time. We're talking with Rebecca David, guys, CPA, telling us more about, hey, Gray Pill, and welcome everybody in the chat. He says he likes your glasses. Well, thanks, I guess.
Oh, thank you so much.
I'm like, okay, fashion statements is included. Thank you very much. But here, talking about her new book, and we're going to get back to the book in a second. But yeah, I think I want to go into takeaways from your book that you want to share. So she wrote a book, y'all. Y'all saw it, Entrepreneurship 101, and it's actually in the link for it on Amazon is in the description. You can find her on LinkedIn if you're interested in going in a different direction with the person who does your taxes. I think it's important that you have CPAs. Look at what you're doing. Oftentimes, people don't think they're affordable, and I guess we'll get into that in a second. But first and foremost, what are some of the big takeaways in your new book? And again, congratulations on writing it.
Thank you. Thank you. The big takeaways are definitely the little things you don't think about when starting a business. That's definitely very important. I talk about how to write a business plan because you better believe if you try to go for funding, they will ask you for a business plan. Just the basics on financial statements, so profit and loss, balance sheet, statement of cash flows, knowing what they are. Because again, if you go for funding, you try to apply for an SBA grant, whatever it is, they will ask you for these things. If you don't know what it is, you'll most likely get rejected. And also, if your numbers don't make sense, you'll most likely get rejected.
Yeah, I taught accounting, believe it or not, basic financial account.
No.
And I hated my undergrad is in finance. I hated my financial accounting class and my managerial accounting class. That managerial, bro, took a lot of people out. It took a lot of people out.
Oh, man,
That was
almost
rough.
took me out. And
Yeah, I
managerial,
remember it was only like 2 credits and it was super hard. And I thought, if this is,
managerial is the
go ahead.
absolute worst.
I said,
It's the absolute
Lord,
worst.
I just got through this by the grace of God. Yeah, no, that financial accounting was no joke. We teamed up, group studied, all of that. So yeah, so what you have just, enlightened me on, I didn't even really know it was more of a 5-year study for a CPA, not just a 4-year. And that, of course, the exam is what a lot of people don't end up following through and or able to pass because it's difficult. You got to take time off of work. You got to take time to study. You got, yeah, the financial burden of preparing for an exam. A lot of people don't
Yes,
realize not just the cost of the exam is what you got to do to get ready for it. That often costs you even more. So grateful that you're
exactly.
here again. Y'all look her up on social. All her socials are in the description. So make sure you check her out if you would like, just to speak with her. Because again, don't be afraid to switch up your game. I'm quick on if you are a tax strategist is different from a tax preparer. Can you tell me how you distinguish those two? Because preparing taxes and strategy is two different things to me. What would you say is the distinction?
The distinction is if you have a tax preparer, basically around February, March, April, you bring them your tax documents, they plug it into a computer, whatever the outcome is, they give you the outcome. A tax strategist, you see them year round, most importantly before the year ends. So you're not coming to us just in February, March, April. No, because that's too late to strategize. Maybe if you want to strategize for the current year, that's okay. So you would come to us and we would look at your numbers. We would look at whatever you have. If you have any investments, real estate, and we'll help you find ways to save on taxes. Some of my clients, I have one recent client, she's located in like the Bay Area, so we all know that's super extremely expensive. And
Yes.
that's coming from a Floridian. um,
In Miami. Hello, somebody.
exactly. And she has her own practice. I won't discuss what she does, but she's a
Hmm.
professional.
That's
She
cool.
has her own practice. She filed her own tax return because she was used to doing it on her own. You know, she used to be just a W-2, all of that good stuff. But she started a business in 2021. She filed her own taxes and she owed about 40 grand. But she also made a whole lot of money. So she wasn't hesitant on paying the 40 grand because she understood that she made a lot of money and she understand, more money, more taxes.
I know
She
how
got
that
that.
goes.
Exactly. But when I got a chance to review the tax return that she filed, review her financials, believe it or not, I could have saved her $25,000. But yes, there was
That's
a
the
lot.
worst.
Exactly, there's a lot that we could have implemented to save her $25,000. So she could have only paid 15 grand. But moving forward in 2022, we were able to implement most of those strategies. And then because, she didn't know to come look for a CPA before. So moving
Yeah.
forward, she's able to save money instead of paying 40 plus $1,000 every single year.
She's now much wiser, y'all. This is important information. We're
Yes.
so grateful that she's here, y'all. I'm going to drop the link and you can ask your questions in the chat. Again, you need to speak with a professional. We're not going to get so specific in terms of everybody's tax strategy. But of course, if you want to speak one on one, Rebecca's available. Hey, OG Patrice. Yes,
Yes.
Great Pill. Is in the building. We had a fantastic show yesterday. Thank you to the Great Pill podcast. I kept calling him Red Pill, but anyway, he knows the inside joke. We did a fabulous update show on what's going on with Andrew Tate. He's an influencer in the what they call the manosphere, and he's been facing some legal woes. So yesterday we did a deep dive on what's been happening and what we think might happen. So shout out to Gray Pill. He's laughing at me. It was funny. I was like, why do I keep saying red pill? But nonetheless, we're here with Rebecca Davis, and I would like to just reemphasize what you just shared because that happened to me one year where I didn't realize you have to talk to your tax strategist, hopefully your CPA, the same during the same year that you are experiencing, an increase of income. Because if
Mhm.
you wait past December, it's not going to be a lot they can do. You can maneuver during the year and how you spend your money, whether you put it towards, say, your salary or whether you put it in your retirement account or I don't know what, your strategy might be specifically. But sometimes we think, oh, the year ends December 31st. Let me not talk to, I remember one year I did not talk to my CPA throughout the year that year
Oh
because I had been
gosh.
making so little money, honestly, when I first kind of ventured out that I was like, oh, it's not gonna make a difference. Then I had a little bump. Then I had a little bump, and there was so much more she could have done had I notified her
Mhm.
when it was happening that year. So I waited until after December, and then we was trying to, oh, wait, what can we do, and trying to figure out strategy then. So definitely, anytime you see a change of income, whether it's up or down, you definitely want to reach out, not just at tax time, but before, so that your strategist can look hopefully at what's happening and tell you straight up that it's something that they can do or what they would recommend that you start doing. Hey, wonderful 34, good to see you, brother. This is a midday show. Let me see. Gray Pill, I don't know if this is a real question or trying to be funny. He says, one question, can you claim animals such as a cat, dog, or cow? Now, I know there are tax write-offs where you have farmland, I think, and you can get like discounts on what you're the expert, ma'am. Like, go ahead and answer, please.
Yes, the whole farm, that's a whole completely different accounting. But yes, you can't claim the animals per se, but you get some type of deductions and stuff.
Yeah, so
But to answer his question, can you claim animals? No, you cannot claim your pets on taxes. I did say I do think all of the CPAs in the United States need to come together to like go against the US Treasury and tell them because animals are, well, pets, I should say, pets are like children. They're very extremely expensive,
They are.
just like children. They're needy, just like children. So why are we not claiming them? I'm like, this is 2023. Why are
Yeah.
we not claiming them on our taxes? But there is a slight loophole though. When you have your business, you it depends on what your business is, but you can utilize your pets. Just certain businesses, like let's say something super easy. If you have a dog walking business, you know, put your dog all over Instagram. Now, guess what? He's part of a business expense. So, getting him groomed, that's a business expense.
Wow.
Feeding him, that's a business expense. Because guess what? He's
Yes.
part of your business, and you absolutely need that dog
And your
for your
marketing
business.
and all, yay, let's go. So I
Exactly.
love it. So there are creative
Exactly.
ways, Gray Pill, to get your animal if it relates to your business in your tax deduction. So it's super important to ask the experts one on one, guys. This is for informational and entertainment purposes only, right? If you have a specific question, you should reach out to Miss Rebecca David, CPA, so she can give you an answer specific to you. All right. Hey, Miss AKA Lady, I'm so happy to see you, doll. Glad you caught me here live. Dr. Thunder in the building, big timer. Oh, that channel over there just blew up. Let's go, Dr. Thunder. Good to see you, sir. Always a pleasure. CBN's Tech Talk. Good afternoon to you. I'm glad you're here. Trying a little, midday mix it up right now with the one and only author of a new book called Entrepreneurship 101. So y'all can check it out. She's on Amazon, as well as a professional who can help you to strategize. This is about looking ahead. Why are we doing this after taxes already passed? Guys, it's always tax time because you got to be
Exactly.
working on your stuff, getting ready during the year to prepare for the next year. So again, don't make the mistake like many of us do, and we wait till after the end of that calendar year, and then we're talking about what can we do to save. The expenditures, the deductions need to be made most of the time during that calendar year, right? So if you let it
Exactly.
pass, hey, I learned it hard. I wanted to fight, punch the air. It's like, what happened, right? You can make a lot of money one year and not any the next year, but those swings you need to prepare for, right? So whether you go up or whether you go down, it's always good to ask a professional. Hey, yes, questions here. We rolling in, guys. We got about 15 more minutes. CBN's Tech Talks says, question, is the tax code different in every state? What's the difference with tax code in major cities compared to the suburbs? Now, he is in Canada. Big up Canada. So I think he's looking as a kind of outsider, if you will, outside of the United States, asking what are the variations in tax code from state to state. Can you respond to that one, please?
Yes. Okay. So there's a federal tax code that applies to everybody who files taxes in the United States, no matter what city, what state you live in. So that's the federal tax code. That's what the Internal Revenue Service they put out. That's what the U.S. Treasury, they make the tax laws and stuff. But every state also have their own laws. So you have to abide by whatever state you live in, but you also have to abide by the federal. So, for example, if you're in Florida, you know absolutely nothing about what I'm talking about. Oh, I'm sorry, I said the federal, I meant the state. So, if you're in
Mm-hmm.
Florida, you're confused because you don't know what's going on. Yes, other states have state income taxes. Florida does not. So, when we file a tax return, we only abide by the federal laws. So, let's say Pennsylvania, for example, because I do work with a lot of different states. Pennsylvania, they have to abide by the federal law. So there's one tax return they have to file, the federal 1040, and then they have to file a Pennsylvania tax return. So that's a state tax return and pay taxes there. And then Pennsylvania, I'm glad I used them because they also have a city tax return. Not every state have a city. Yes, they also have a city tax return. So they have to file three tax returns and abide by the three tax regulations.
That's a lot of taxes, bro. I
Yes,
mean,
but most states only have the federal and the state. Like Georgia, for example, is just federal and state. California, most states, but there's a few like New York. But if you live in New York City, you have to
yeah, this
file
what
as
he
a
said.
city.
Yeah, he says I
Yes,
live. Oh, my bad. Well, okay, sorry. His name is CBN, so I assumed he was Canadian because his CBN stands for Canadian born Nigerian. So my bad, but he said he live in Brooklyn. This is why he asked the question. Okay, so you might have to look into your city tax too.
Mm-hmm.
on top of your state and on top of your federal. So that's very interesting because, again, for all the issues we have going on in Florida, one thing that is beneficial to us who live here is that we only have the national
Federal.
tax, the federal
Yes,
tax.
federal
We don't
tax.
have a state tax, neither does what, Texas. I don't think Texas has a state tax.
Yes, Texas,
And
Nevada, Washington State, Alaska,
yes,
Tennessee, and Wyoming. I think there might be one more that I'm
yeah.
forgetting.
So about a handful of states don't have a statewide tax.
Everyone. Yes, seven.
7, that's it. So that's why people be flocking to them. Like, oh, no state tax, perfect, only feds. So yeah, I'm not even used to thinking like that. Federal and city. So yes, CBN, you might be looking at 3 layers of taxes. Brother, I didn't know you lived in Brooklyn. Cool, cool. All right. Wonderful 34 has a question. Have you ever worked with, yeah, I think that's yes. Have you ever worked with high value clients? And describe what that
Yes.
means, high value clients. Yeah.
So high value client, what I think he means is high net worth individuals. So people who are making a lot of money, they're probably in the highest tax bracket. And the highest tax bracket is approximately making $400,000 or more a year. Yes, I definitely work with high value clients. They're the ones who need tax planning the most. I do think everyone needs it, whether you're making 40,000 or
Yeah.
400,000 or 4 million.
For those of us who are not
Everyone
there yet, let's go.
everyone needs tax planning, but the high value clients are the ones that need it the most. So yes,
Mm.
I do work with them. And even when I had a regular job when I was working in Boca, again, I don't know if some guys missed it, but I used to work in Boca, and most
Boca.
of those clients most of those clients were high net worth individuals because again, if you know anything about Boca, know that they are very privileged.
Yes, they have a little means up there. Appreciate the question. Wonderful. I agree with AKA lady. She says tax planning starts January 1st. Anytime, even I make a little something, I call. I don't like no. I have to let them know, both them and my financial planner that does my investing at the same time, because it happens
Yes.
where you they can do stuff to help you pay less taxes. Reese,
Yes.
should we even say where you from? Because now this question is like I can't answer because we got to make sure this is just general information, but it's not specific. Reese done put it out there. It's talking about been off the grid 53 years. Does that mean having never paid taxes? I'm not going to ask any
I
more.
don't I don't
But
know what that means.
Reese, don't tell on yourself, bro. But may have to pay taxes soon. Will they indict me? So we're gonna make this general. Reese, I'm taking this off here. So we're gonna hit the black button, y'all. So what happens when people skip years? That happened to my cousin. He couldn't get a oh, not putting his business out there. No, y'all don't know him, but he couldn't get approved for like a home loan because he hadn't paid like 2-3 years of taxes in a row. Now he was going to pay them. He was working on his strategy, and again, it's harder after the year has passed to
Mhm.
strategize. But the man is an upstanding man. He wasn't trying to pull no skullduggery around here, or chacoonery as we say. Sorry, old school Jamaican words. But he was nervous because then all of a sudden it just stopped his progress, and he was making good money, but he couldn't buy a house because they were looking for taxes and he hadn't filed any. So we're going to talk about, let's just say, keep it general. Are there legal implications if you have multiple years of not filing taxes? Will people get arrested? What could happen if you don't file your taxes?
Well, that's a lot of things can happen. Everyone is different. So
Yes.
if you just don't file your taxes, like let's say, you've gone 53 years without ever working a day of your life, you never made any income, you've been living off, family, friends, whatever it is, then you have no legal obligations to file a tax. So you most likely won't get in trouble with the IRS.
If you
If you file
weren't working,
and you had no reportable income.
income. Those are the two keys. So that is kind of like a gray area. You would have to speak to a professional, right? So we're just pointing out a kind of general information here. So if you weren't working or didn't have reportable income, right? You rented
Mhm.
something to somebody and got money. You had, I don't know, a verbo or some kind of rental property, or something where did hair, because a lot of people think under the table is where it's at. Y'all gotta be careful with that stuff. Or
Nope, I'm not even talking under the table. I'm talking about, you just never worked a day of your life. Maybe, maybe your dad passed away when you were 5 and left you like $5 million. You
okay,
never felt the need
okay.
to work. You have zero earned income because even if you do tax, I mean, you do hair and you get paid under the table, that's earned income. So zero earned income, zero reportable income, meaning you don't have investments.
Okay,
You don't
so
have
you saying that
nothing.
it should have been reported. Don't get, it's not no under the table. It should have been reported because it was income. That's what we follow here
Exact.
on the Suzette Speak Show. Hello, everybody. Let's go. Ain't no under the table. You should have reported
Exactly.
because it was income. So yeah, that's a tough question,
Yeah.
Reese. So if you don't pay, will you go to jail though?
So the IRS don't take you to jail immediately, if I'm being completely honest with you. What
Okay,
happens is if you file a tax return now, they're gonna look into why you haven't filed a tax in previous years.
that's
And
fine.
if you prove to them that you didn't need to, then you're fine. But if they see that you were supposed to, basically what they're gonna do is make you pay all of the money that you were supposed to pay, because you know what they're going to do, they're going to audit you, and the audit will uncover a lot of things. They're going to look through your bank statements, they're going to question everything, every little money that came in through your bank statements, because they want to know how you've been living since you haven't been filing a tax return.
Oh
And
wow.
then after that, they're gonna make you pay tax. So depending on how far back they decide to go, they're gonna do their own calculations and tell you how much taxes you should have paid, and they're just gonna add interest and penalties on top of that. So they're gonna give you a chance to pay them before they take you to jail, basically.
Oh, so definitely don't want to push the limit, guys. We have a few minutes left. I see more questions rolling in. Oh, shout out to Great Pill Podcast on the super chat. He's talking about shout out to the gray areas. Listen, he's talking about, woo, I'm wiping my brows, wiping sweat. Y'all so funny. She got gay media in the house. Thank you so much, sis, for watching. Appreciate you. We have a few more comments, guys. We're almost out of time. Let's do this question. Wonderful says, what pertinent questions should one ask when looking for a CPA? Good question.
Oh, that's good. Cool. Okay, so when you're looking, so I guess this is general, but it also depends on every single person. So one, you should absolutely make sure that they are a CPA. So you can ask them for, like, what's your license number? It's very easy to look up your CPA. So when people ask me a lot of questions, like what's the, like, you can just look this stuff up. It's free information. Um, but you should, if you have a business, you should ask them to review your previous filed tax returns and find whatever was missing. If you were missing any deductions, missing any credits, whatever it is. And again, it all depends on the person. So you should also ask them to help you find different ways to save. Um, what credits you could apply for moving forward. Well, not apply. You don't apply for credits.
Or,
What
yeah,
credits?
apply them to your tax return. I
Yes.
understand what you're saying.
What
Yeah.
what credits you could get moving forward, and what do you need to do to get those credits? Things of that sort.
Okay, so they need to, give me your license number. I check just to do. Oh, do they have the same thing? You know how you can look up financial planners on FINRA and check what their which I said their background is. Is there a way to look up CPAs the same kind of way?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but I know there's websites like CPA Verify and NASBA. NASBA is the one who issues the CPA license to us.
Okay, so you can at
Yes,
least cross check that their number is valid and they have a valid license.
yes, and then it will tell you if they are inactive CPAs. So non-active CPAs are people who have a license or had a license, but they did not keep up with the requirements to keep the license.
I got you. We have that too in law. You got to pay your dues. You got to do a certain amount of
Yes,
continuing education credits, that kind of thing. Y'all hit the
exactly.
like button. We having fun over here, Reberca. I'm enjoying this. We have about 5 minutes. Y'all get your last minute questions again. Shout out to the sponsor of the show, Gray Pill, showing love today. I appreciate everybody. If you want to contribute, you also have the cash app. Gray Pill added some info here. Yes, CBN says he is paying a lot of taxes in this city in Brooklyn. I hear you, sir. More than likely, yes. Great Pill said, question, do you
Yes,
have any experience?
when it
Oh, go
comes
ahead.
to, and I just wanted to let him know, when it comes to state income taxes, California and New York, top two. They have the highest tax burdens, income
All
tax
day.
burdens in the United States.
Yeah.
Yes.
Get ready to pay, Callie. You want that lifestyle. Great added a question. So Great Pill said, does she have any experience doing taxes with YouTube content creators? Hello, because we have a lot watching right now. Do you prefer an LLC? Please explain it in LLC. All right, we have a limited amount of time, Gray Pill. You might have to do a one-on-one consult, but I'm asking her just generally, what's the easiest way to do so, process, and how long does it take? So do you work with content creators, people that own YouTube channels or any other type of, maybe brand ambassadors or things like this?
Yeah, so I've worked with brand ambassadors before. I never worked with any YouTubers, and I've also
Okay.
worked with content creators because they're everywhere, especially since COVID started. Um, but do I prefer an LLC? Again, when it comes to the business, it all depends on the person. So basically, what I do is I have a conversation with my clients to let them know what the difference between an LLC and a corporation is. Because most clients they don't know that. Do I prefer an LLC personally? Yes, but it's not. I don't prefer it for every single person because
Yeah, it's
again,
not
every
one
single
size
person
fits
is
all. So she
different.
can't answer for you specifically, Gray Pill. Everybody has to do their kind of own personal assessment and then she can advise. All right. So make sure you hook up
Yes,
with her. Gray Pill podcast also adds 8 states. Oh, here we go. Thank you. Have
it does
no
eight.
personal
Okay.
income. Alaska, Florida, Nevada, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Washington, and Wyoming. Whoa. Everywhere else
Oh,
you have.
I completely forgot about South Dakota. I
Yes,
didn't.
I didn't know
Yeah,
this.
they
Thank you.
weren't even in my mind.
I would write. No, just kidding. But yes, there are very few states. I'm not. I don't think I've ever paid state income tax, so that will be new for me if I ever relocate. He adds the states with the highest total sales taxes include sales taxes. Okay, Tennessee. Oh, at 9.5% sales tax. Oh, so on anything you buy, whoa, that's high. Louisiana 9.52, I think, because of the tourism. Arkansas 9.51, Washington 9.23, and Alabama 9.22. We have on what do we have in Florida?
I
Is it like
don't.
6 or 7?
I don't think that's the general sales tax numbers because when it comes to general sales tax, California actually does have the highest general sales tax percentage. So I'm not exactly sure, but sales tax is different because when it comes to sales tax, for example, Florida is 6%, but in some counties, some counties have the extra 1% or 2% or one point
Yes,
five
and
percent.
different
So
levies. Yeah.
e-
So it
exactly,
can
and
be
then
what the yeah. So there's a lot of technicalities. I thank you for that information, Great Bill. Guys, we're almost out of time. Great Bill, you say you have another question. Drop it real quick, please. This is it. If you have final questions, please put them in. I want her to talk finally about where you can find her, where you can get the book, and support her. Great Pill says between an LLC and what else? I think she said corporation. What was it?
corporation.
Yeah,
Yes.
incorporation.
So when you apply, like when you are looking to start your business, you can choose to be an LLC or a corporation.
Yes. So you guys have to be, C Corp, S Corp, all of this is very detailed. So you got to make sure you speak to a tax professional, a CPA preferably. And, why do you think it's only 2%? I know we said the studying and the money pretty much. Do you think that enough Black people are like geared towards or being told when they're younger, CPAs, where is that? Do you guys make good money? Like, let's motivate a couple people to become CPAs. Like, what do you think?
CPAs really they make really great money. Compared to like other accountants, they can make literally twice as much with the exact same experience.
Mm.
So yes, I had a friend who, she was a regular accountant, and just because I was a CPA, I was making twice as much as her. We had the exact same experience. We're the same age, all of that good stuff.
So you get your bread, guys. Think about that.
Yes.
Final thoughts, guys. We're out of time. Thank you. Ever worked with a trust? Okay, last question. Ever worked with a trust?
I've done tax filing for trust, but I don't do anything with the setting up of trust. You need an estate attorney for that.
Yes. So, guys, we are going to leave her with that final answer as we wrap up. No more questions at this time. You can always reach out to her one on one. So, we want to know where we can find you. Where can we find more about you? I know you got viral TikToks as well. So you're on TikTok. I think her info for
Oh.
where you can find her on TikTok is in the description. No, that's what they said here. Engage in TikTok with entertaining videos. Go, girl. And why is it important for you to reach out like an interview like this on that platform? Why is it important that you reach out to more, especially of us, so they know what's good when it comes to tax strategy?
Wait, repeat the question. Why is it important
No,
for
I
what?
was wondering what is your motivation, because a lot of people can be sitting back working with what we just said, with the elite clients, and high value clients, but you are on TikTok. That means to me that you're trying to reach a wider audience. So why is that important to you?
Because we are the people who need CPAs the most. Again, when it comes to the high value, I'll say the high net worth, because just
Yeah.
because they have a lot of money, that doesn't mean they're high value.
Hello.
The high net worth individuals, they have more resources and more connections than we do. So they know people, they go golfing, and them and their golf friends who are not even like tax professionals are talking about tax strategies. They're sharing
Right.
tax strategies. And sadly, I don't feel like we have that in our community, and we desperately need it.
I know. So I appreciate you being for the people, as we say in the
Thank
legal,
you.
legal circles. Where can people find more information about you? Do you have any events coming up? Last plug for like the book and how we can purchase. You have about a minute left, so floor is yours.
Events, I do not have any current events coming up. People can find me. I am on every social media platform. You can check me out. You can just Google me, R. David and Associates. My website, I have everything you need to know. I have my phone number, my email address. Phone is probably the best way to get to me,
Hmm.
because that's just life. With my business phone number, you can text me, call me. I will almost always answer. My assistant, she's here. She will almost always answer, depending on how much phone calls we got going on.
Listen, call her, y'all. Call her. R. David and Associates. And you know you use an ampersand and
Yes.
associate because I was googling it before. I appreciate you being here. How do they get the book? Entrepreneurship 101.
The book is on Amazon. So if you go on Amazon, just type in Entrepreneurship 101. And I think there's a few Entrepreneurship 101 books, but from my research, mine is the one, written from a CPA's perspective,
Oh,
because other business gurus, they can give you like from their perspective. Like I'm not throwing shade on anyone at all, because they can give you from their perspective on what they did to start, but I'm giving you from a CPA's perspective. So mainly we're talking about taxes, saving, and just starting everything the correct way. So yeah, we are on Amazon. My name is Rebecca David, and I hope you guys enjoy the book.
listen, she got to go. Black Lexicon late. Talking about what area does she focus on? She's a tax strategist and small business. Is that correct?
Yes, so I work with small businesses and nonprofits. So what areas? Basically, I am a tax accountant, so I focus on tax preparation, tax planning. I also focus on financial accounting. So we do bookkeeping and a few other like payroll, as long as it's financial or tax accounting.
I love it. Thank you. Congratulations on the book. Y'all go look her up. Rebecca David, CPA. If you need help or you want a one on one consultation, she's told you right now, give her a call and she'd be happy to review your books, if you will, or your personal taxes with you so you can strategize. I thank you so much for being a part of the today's show, Rebecca. And that's all for now, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I'm going to let her get to work. I appreciate you, Rebecca. Thank you so much.
Thank you for
And
having me.
of
I
course,
enjoyed this.
my pleasure. And best of luck with the book. Y'all support Miss Rebecca David. Rebecca, thank you again. And you guys make sure you go to all her social media. It's all over the description. So her LinkedIn, her Insta, her Facebook, you can get her TikTok. So support, like, comment, and share. And guys, I will be live, I think, on the Roland Martin show coming up here at 3. We both got to go. So every Wednesday from 3 to 5, you can catch me over on the Roland Martin Black Star Network. Just look up Roland Martin on YouTube. And on Faraji Muhammad's show called The Culture, right? The Culture is where we discuss current events, what's popping on social media, things that affect the culture, right? Our culture. And we give, political feedback and commentary, et cetera, et cetera. But thank you, everybody, for this midday chat. I hope you enjoyed it. Please mixing it up. If you were part of my Patreon community, thank you. You will be seeing me live. I'm going down to the Fontainebleau Hotel for a Democratic conference, a statewide conference for Democrats this weekend. And I will be going live talking about what the strategy is for Florida, because y'all, we got too much going on in Florida, and apparently we need to get to work. So I will be live, Patreon only, day 1, day 2, and talking about what we're learning in terms of preparing for the 2024. I know y'all, it's only a few months away, they say, but we got to start thinking really as a community so that we can have an impact on what's going on both in Florida and on the nation. So look for me on Patreon. On Saturday, I'll be live around 12 noon as well from that conference. And I can't wait to see you next time. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Take care. Have a great rest of your day. Thanks for watching.